Welcome to Triple H, Hamilton Happy Hour, where we talk about pianos, talk about music, and everything else in between. Hey everybody, welcome back to Hamilton Happy Hour, Triple H. We are with, once again, Mike and Mike. What's up, guys?
Hey everybody.
Hey, good evening, y'all.
And our special guest today is Kathi Kretzer, who owned Kretzer Piano for numerous years. You've known me for a long time.
Since you were a tiny little boy.
Yeah.
Like probably 3, 4?
Yeah, probably. I'm not tiny anymore. And I had to persuade Kathi to join us by
Twisting
doing that.
my arm.
I didn't have to pay her. I just had to persuade her.
We just had to move refrigerator.
Yeah. And do that. So let our guests know, you're not in the business anymore. You did retire, but you got into the business. When did you start getting into the piano world?
Well, when I graduated from college at Florida State with a music ed degree, they offered me a teaching job in Tallahassee for like $8,000 a year, which was peanuts. And I was playing in a band at Killarn Country Club and some other things. I was working a couple jobs and making more than that, just freelancing with piano. So I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. So I moved from Tallahassee then to Atlanta, and I worked for a manufacturer.
Okay.
I also worked for them in Tallahassee. And then in 1985, they offered me a few locations, South Carolina, Charleston, a couple other ones, and West Palm Beach was one of them, and I'd never hardly been down here. So I flew down here and looked around and said, this is the spot. Yeah. I didn't even go to the other 2 locations because I loved it so much here.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens where life gives you a direction and you're like, do I choose this, or this? And then before you know it, years go by and you've been there for so long,
I was there a long time.
Yeah, well.
33 years.
So my father did work for you.
Hey, your grandfather did work for me.
Oh, he did? Oh,
see,
this is how far back we go. And I did too for a little bit. And I remember you guys had a moving van that my dad had purchased from you guys, and my brother started. Yeah, it was a white van.
Okay, your dad bought that.
Yes, he bought it.
I forgot that. Yeah. So you're teaching me some things I don't know.
And then my dad got a trailer to hook up to it, and my brother would do moves for you. And they used that, I don't know for how long, but they were doing stuff at Kravis Center and then all over in your sales and things like that. So that's how far back we go.
Your dad did all my concert tunings for years.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yep. And so it's a small world, in this industry where you go back that far with somebody, so what did you like the most about being in the piano business?
I liked pretty much everything. I loved it. 33 years. And before that, I worked for Baldwin Piano for 10 years. So 43 years, I did the same job, basically, except for Baldwin. I managed corporate stores in Chicago and Atlanta. But when I opened my own store, that was it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I love retirement more now, but I loved it.
Yeah, I can't wait for that day myself.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, and I'll be very appreciative when that day comes.
I don't think you're ever going to retire. When I look around here and see what you're doing in here, you're never going to leave this. You're going to be buried in one of these things.
Well, we all said that, to be fair. We all said that about you, too.
I surprised you, huh?
Yeah, you sure did.
Is there any stories or anything funny that you can remember, any experiences in your career that stick out in your mind? Probably got a bunch of them.
So many. Oh, there's so many. I think the biggest one is I sold my house in Atlanta for $15,000 profit. I mean, the house didn't sell for $15,000, but I owed more than that, a lot more. And I took that $15,000, came down here, paid the first and last in security deposit on a building on Military Trail, and put the rest of the money I was going to put in advertising because I was like young and didn't know what I was doing, and basically. And so I rented from Baldwin a 40-foot blimp. It was a big white blimp with piano keys on it and said Baldwin, giant. So all my advertising in the newspaper said, look for the Baldwin blimp. So I rent this blimp. It comes, my brother fills it up with helium. It took a ton of helium. I mean, it was as big as from here, 40 feet.
Yeah, that's huge.
And it's giant. So my brother was a sailor, and so he climbed up on the top of the building, which was probably 20 feet or more, and he tied sailing knots with this blimp to the building. And so the next morning, for my grand opening, I'm driving up Military Trail, and it's a little foggy because it's pretty early, and I'm looking up at the building coming up Military Trail, and I was with my mother. I said, Mom, I don't see the blimp. She said, oh, you're kidding. I said, no, Mom, look, the blimp was gone. I was in tears. I couldn't believe it because all my advertising said, look for the Baldwin blimp, this new store. So the blimp's gone. So I went inside and cried for a while, and my mother, who was in PR and stuff, and a preacher's wife, said, why don't you see what we can do? Like, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. She said, what can we do with this? And then she said, why don't you call the media and tell them your blimp was missing, stolen or something. And I know probably a competitor that probably cut it down, but we'll talk about that later. Not here. Three guesses.
I think we all know.
They weren't too far away, though.
No, we weren't. So anyway, I offered a reward, a $500 reward for who would find the blimp. And so within an hour, after calling the radio and TV stations, within an hour, I had a parking lot full of report. This is the old days. This is 1985. They were always looking for a good story back then, and I didn't kill anybody, but the blimp was dead. So I had reporters everywhere. I was the front page of the Sun Sentinel local section, front page of the Palm Beach Post. I was on WPTV, WPEC. It was like probably several $100,000 worth of advertising I could never have purchased. So for about 5 years, everybody referred to me as the blimp lady. So go to that store with the blimp lady. Yeah, well, that's another story. So I get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning from a sheriff out in Belglade. Not the sheriff, somebody worked at the sheriff's department, and he says, I've got your blimp. It was in a sugarcane field, and they were just lighting the sugarcane, and I saved it. I said, well, bring it to me. I'll give you the money. And so he brings it to me. He says, well, I work for the sheriff's department. I can't take the money. So we put the second. Well, meanwhile, I had called Baldwin and ordered a second blimp, another 40-foot blimp. So they overnighted me another blimp. We filled up that blimp, tied it to the top of the building, and the next day we came to work, and guess what?
It was gone.
Second blimp was gone. We never found the second blimp, but we did get the first blimp back.
Sailors nuts suck. That's the moral of the story. You should have had a piano mover time.
Isn't that the truth?
Ratchet strap it.
Oh, gosh. But,
That's
that's
piano
funny.
mover, not just a mover.
Yeah. I was hoping to get that story out.
Hey, that put me on the map.
Yeah.
Without that, I don't know how I would have survived even that first year.
Well, it's tough
So you know what
because
you need to do, Toby.
oh yeah,
It would
Call
not.
Baldwin.
It would not work in this environment.
No, it
Something
just wouldn't.
like that would not work.
and media wouldn't show up for that.
No, they'd laugh at it. And they were like, this poor young new businesswoman, her first store, and it was all, wah, wah, wah. Go help her out because, it was fabulous. It's
a great story.
Yeah.
My first month, it was like crazy. I think I did like $50,000, $60,000 the first month, and back then that was a lot of
Oh
money.
wow, yeah, it is.
Wow.
Especially since you were just brand new.
Yeah. Well, it's tough too, because when you're first starting out into a business, they say the first year or two are the toughest. And then I remember a customer telling me after five years, you start to see a little bit of a change. And then after 10 years, you start to see, a bigger change. And he was right. But it is tough. It's like for me, I kind of did the same thing. When I opened up my shop, I took a loan out on a credit card, and it was $17,000. And I got a credit card, took the money out, and I paid my first, last, and security with it. And I was just getting supplies and this and this and this before I hadn't even moved into my location yet. Before I realized that I only had like $3,000 left, and I'm freaking out. Now I had some work. Now this is 2008 when the
I was
economy
going to ask you what year.
Yeah, 2008.
You opened in 8?
Yeah. And when the economy was at its worst.
Bad.
But I had rebuilding work. I had no tuning work, but I had rebuilding work. And for me to do 3 pianos was a lot of work. So that's why I was opening up a shop. And what happened was I got nervous. So I told my landlord, hey, can you please just finish up? I need to move in and start getting these pianos done because I was still working out of my garage. And but yeah, it's very, very nerve wracking, because you never know. You don't know if you're going to make it or not, and most businesses fail within the first 5 years. It just, no matter what business it is, it takes that long to do it, so, and how long was Kretzer open for?
33.
Okay. Yeah. See, I mean, that's a great time.
And my mother told me almost every month, oh, save. You need to save because you never know what's going to happen next month.
Yeah.
And she was right. I mean, I did really well at saving. So
Yeah, you have to
because you don't know.
The rule of thumb from what I learned is you need to have 3 months worth of your bills and rent
At least.
or mortgage or whatever it is ahead to cover if you get into a lull like what we're in right now, because it's been slow. I mean, the last 3 months has been really, really slow.
What's also been summer.
Yeah,
That's to be expected.
It was, but this has been different.
More
this summer has been the worst I've ever seen. But you've also have you did the keys to the city. Do you want to talk about that? That Mike's wearing the shirt. Those keys don't play.
You want to tell?
Boy,
them?
what
You tell
a
them.
that was quite an event.
Mike and I have been through a lot of events
I
together.
mean, what was it? 19 pianos.
18 or 19.
18 or 19 pianos, and as well. I mean, you have to start the story because
we did.
You put it all together from the ground up.
We had a call to artists, and we put out information for people to submit pictures of what they would do with a piano. And so we collected used pianos, grands, and uprights of good quality and had them donated. At that time I had the Music Foundation. So I had a 501c3 so people could get deduction for that. We had Gary Carter, the famous baseball player, his piano, and we had other pianos. It was really wonderful how people donated to that. And we did a call to artists, and we accepted, I think it was 18 artists to paint 18 pianos. And I think the artists were very surprised too how much work they had to put into it. I think they thought it was going to be a lot easier. I mean, they spent months and months and months. It took them a long time and hours and crazy. So each piano had its own theme, and they were selected by a committee, including the head of the Arts Council here and some art and public places people, and I don't remember all their names, but so we chose these artists to paint them. And then we had an unveiling at the Lake Pavilion. That's another story. Woo. We moved all these painted pianos and we covered them all. We invited some very prestigious people and some friends and supporters and mayor and everybody else to unveil them. And we had 18 pianists.
And I think there was 19 pianists because you said 18 artists because I think Frank Navarrete did 2, I believe.
Oh,
right?
that's right. He did. You're right. 18 artists and 19 pianos. Yep, he did. The Gator and...
I don't remember now. Did he do the Gary Carter one?
No, he did a black and white one that was at City Place. Remember the one with the big head?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, they were just amazingly painted by very talented artists. Each one was a real work of art. And they went on, after it was over, after we did the unveiling, we did a party and had a caterer and unveiled them all. And we had the 19 pianists, all teachers or performers, play it all together. I always liked, growing up playing the piano, it's a pretty boring thing because you're just one person at a piano. So that's why I always liked to be in a jazz band or a stage band or something. So I did a lot of piano orchestras, things at the Royal Ponciana Playhouse with 16 grands on stage, including Liberace's Rhinestone studded piano. We did the grand time at the Kravis Center with 16, 20 pianos, I think it was. But anyway, we did that at the Lake Pavilion. We did the Colony Hotel where we take all the painted pianos in and play them all. And all of this is to raise money. So we raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for music in our schools, music for poor children. We donated a whole lot of pianos to poor kids and gave them all music lessons.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Not all of them, but the ones that wanted music.
Right.
They're still around.
Here's a piano. What am I going to do with this?
They were all donated.
We service some of them too, I think.
Yeah,
Quantum
we did one
House.
At the hospital. Yeah,
Quantum House, the
Yep.
hospital, Children's Hospital. Palms West Hospital has the beach piano, I think.
No, Palms West has Gary Carter.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. The beach piano went to Palms.
That went to the Tequesta art place, didn't it?
No, anyway, but they were all donated, and I think a lot of them are still playing and working.
Yeah. But that was 19 pianos, and so how many moves for each of the pianos? Because we had to go pick them all up.
We
right?
did 40 concerts from Delray to Tequesta. I'll never forget the call I got from you at like 2 a.m, where the guard at the beach wouldn't let you in, or he was missing, and you had to carry the piano over a fence or something. I don't know, and down the beach.
And so after the concert at the Lake Pavilion, we loaded all the pianos up that night at 2 trucks and went and delivered them all around town. One truck went south to, I think the furthest south was Delray. And then worked its way back up, and then I went north. And the one at Carlin Park, there was a gate that was locked or something, and I couldn't get around it, so we had to take this piano around. Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. It was ridiculous. But each one of those pianos had, how many moves involved? Because we had to pick them up from the original donor, and then we put them all in a central location.
Took them to the artist.
In a central location first, then took them to the artist, then
back to the warehouse, and then to the Lake Pavilion,
and then out to where they went for their, where they lived for what? How long were they at their locations? 3 weeks?
Yeah, several weeks, 2-3 weeks. And we had a piano partner for each one, because if it was they're all outside. Mm-hmm. They're on Clematis, they're at the Caravas Center. And
it was a very cool system. We had Rick
piano
came
buddies.
up with how to cover them up.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a big, nice, thick plastic cover for each one that had a certain way to roll up and roll it into itself and tuck either behind the uprights or up underneath the grands.
Oh, nice.
And so they had somebody assigned to each piano at those locations.
They were called piano buddies.
In charge if it was going to rain. And it worked out sometimes. It didn't work out.
We had some good buddies and we had some lousy buddies.
Some pianos
Most of them were good.
Doused with rain too sometimes. But
it was fun.
It was wild. And still to this day, I see a lot of people do these painted piano things on Facebook. And
New York doesn't.
They're still, very few of them are to the level of artwork that these pianos were.
They really surprised us. Yeah, they were surprising.
They were really cool.
And they're opening up Poinciana Playhouse again.
I know. I'm going to do a tour in a few weeks.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I wonder who sold them a piano.
Well, I heard a commercial. Who did I say? I was listening to.
Yeah, it was on the radio. It wasn't a commercial. It was
that's who we need you to
interview.
Put us in touch with is Jill and Rich.
Schweitzer?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
We'll talk later.
We want them on the podcast.
Oh, they'd be great. I love them.
I heard them talking about it, and I guess they had somebody from is it Poinciana Playhouse? That's what it's going to be called again?
It's called somebody's name that.
So anyway,
donated the money.
A lot of money.
Somebody from that location was on with them and said, "Oh yes, and we're going to have a beautiful brand new Steinway in the lobby." And so that's all I heard briefly. I didn't catch her name or anything. I'm assuming they probably went directly to
the manufacturer
factory.
I would think they would bypass local.
Probably,
especially since
the money backers that they have. I'm sure
it's local here.
Yeah, they that theater. I think we've talked about it before. I've been there as a kid. I met Victor Borga there. My dad was the tuner there. It was such an old school theater. It was just so cool. And even being 8 years old, I just remember, being there and then going backstage and seeing how they had all the ladders, the old wooden ladders to go up, the steps and everything to do all the lighting. It was just a cool theater.
Oh, I love that theater. I'm sure the charm won't be quite there when they modernize it. Were you here when we did the Monster concert there? I don't think you were.
No.
We had a conductor, John Kozar, that did a Monster concert with us, and we had 150 kids, and we had 32 piano teachers, and I think 20 grands on stage. And anyway, it was a piano orchestra, and he conducted it, and it was fabulous. We sold tickets, and it was sold out like real quickly. And anyway, we raised a lot of money for charities, and at the end, we had a balloon drop. And we were doing a patriotic thing, and we were going to do fireworks in the back, but they nixed that in Palm Beach.
Probably because of the old wooden stairs.
Yeah, that place would have gone up like. So at the end, we had these giant, the whole side of the Poinciana Playhouse from side to side, big red, white, and blue, and they were doing a patriotic song with all the teachers on stage and all the kids waving flags because we didn't have 250 pianos, but. We're doing this finale, and this comes for time for the balloon drop, and Well, the balloons wouldn't come out of the fishnet it was in. And so they're dangling. People are sitting in their seats, and the balloon, they're watching it come down and down. When I say a big balloon drop, I mean from there to more than halfway down there, that was full of balloons. And this thing went like a boop, boop. And then finally it got about this far from everybody's heads. And they started poking them and smacking them. Everybody in the audience was paying no attention to what we were doing on the stage. They were just poking all these balloons. It was hysterical. And I still played them for the balloon drop.
Blimps and
I know.
balloons.
That's what I was thinking.
More balloon stories there.
That's the last time you did anything with balloons.
No, it's not. It reminds me of another balloon story. We did the Physicians Talent Showcase. We did a concert series called Music for the Mind for 20 years, every month at the City Place in the Harriet Theater, every third Tuesday of every month. And we featured Dreyfus, we featured Lynn University, we featured Wayne Hosford, David Crohan. I mean, really pianists there, and kids, mostly for kids, and King's Academy, and all the schools participated. We raised about $300,000 for music in the schools. And when we did the Physicians Talent Showcase there, that was Music for the Mind. Then we did Physicians Talent Showcase 5 years in a row, and it was 20 doctors. I had an all-surgeon band, 5 surgeons. It was crazy. Trying to get 20 doctors to show up for a rehearsal. It's like, I always called it herding cats. But they loved it. They absolutely, I mean, I'm still friends with a lot of those doctors, and they still talk about that because they played. We had a comedian, I had a ventriloquist, I had dancing doctors, 2 dancing doctors, and all the doctors in the band were surgeons, general surgeons, and all kinds of surgery, neurosurgeons. But anyway, the Physicians Talent Showcase, the last time we did that, I tell my husband, who's very into black and white, everything is, he's a lawyer. Well, he's retired now, but once you're a lawyer, you're always a lawyer. Everything's black and white. Me, everything's pink or gray or blue. I don't care, whatever. And so I told Lee, at the end, we sang the song Happy, and all the doctors are on stage, and they're rotating through the audience, and there was a balloon drop at the end from the second floor of the Harriet Theater, and the balloons were supposed to come over and hit, float over the audience. So I told Lee, when you sing the song Happy, when they come to the second verse and these 2 words, that's when you drop the balloons. Well, we were running behind, or we cut a verse or something, and so I was going to cue Lee, drop the balloons. So he's up there, and I'm going,
You told me.
I'm going, drop the balloons now. And he's going, he was waiting. I'm the producer, the artistic director, the music director, and he will not do what I'm telling him to do. He's just standing there like, I can't. I didn't hear the 2 words. So I'm through with balloons. That's it. Finally, I screamed, drop the balloons. And he did finally, but it took an act of Congress. I didn't realize I had so many balloon stories.
Well, yeah.
If I would have known, I would have had one here for the podcast.
Yeah.
It would have said Baldwin on it. It could be floating right next to you.
What year were you going to talk about this? What year you started moving my pianos for me? What year was that?
2006.
Oh, he remembers. That's when I met Lee. Almost said Ned. That's my old boyfriend. No, 2006. Yeah.
Edit that out.
Yeah, please. No, but before I got this guy, I had other movers. Some were okay. Most of them were not. Not talking about you when you were a kid and you helped out, but oh my gosh, they wouldn't call, they wouldn't, dropping stuff. I saw a 6'3" grand piano be dropped off the back of a truck and over, boom. Oh. That makes a loud noise.
Oh yeah.
And that piano was still okay. We sent it back.
They're more resilient than people give them credit.
Yeah. I mean, it went off the side, boom. Anyway, this guy changed my life. I had so many sleepless nights before I met Mike. Oh my gosh, it was awful. It was awful. Nobody, they're not here, or they dropped it, or they scratched it, or they didn't call. Anyway, thank you. And it was fun to work with him too.
Well, and you're the whole reason that my family lives in South Florida.
Yay!
Because I went to work for DC Moore,
yeah.
And you were, I guess, on Donnie to bring a truck down. And,
I was on Donnie. I can't do this anymore. I need help.
Yeah.
Real help.
So he asked, and I had only been there for 2 years. He had, several guys that had been there for really long time.
They wanted to come, didn't they?
Well,
Wasn't there somebody else that wanted
a lot
to?
of them, they all had family stuff. You know what I mean? I wasn't tied to Orlando. I had just gotten to Orlando 2 years prior. So, and I had, there was only a couple that had the experience I had too, that he had felt comfortable with. So, so he asked me, and, thankfully Stacy was down for it, and here we are.
It's funny how things work out.
For sure.
I mean, because if
life just kind of leads you around sometimes,
Yeah, right. I mean, because we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation if, it's just the way that it is. You know,
they say sometimes when you work with somebody a long time, you kind of start to look like them.
Should have known you were going to come with props. I've still got pictures.
So Mike
of Ariel with the red Elton John piano with a feather boa and a big hat and big glasses. She had a treasure chest in the store.
Now it's in my home.
That was just filled with props. Big, huge glasses and funny hats and boas and all this stuff that just at any moment you could turn around and people would be wearing wild stuff all over the place.
That's what I was saying we should do, because remember I was talking about doing a Whose Line Is It Anyway type of a skit, where you do it here. It's just kind of maybe too hard to do, but I had a whole list of stuff from Amazon.
Yeah.
They've got it too, boy. Yeah. I've got a pile that high. Every color boa just for you, Mikey.
Yeah.
We also did a cool thing, keyboards for kids with the Boys and Girls Club, and we did it at Adopt a Family for homeless children, and we donated keyboards and sent music teachers in to teach at the Boys and Girls Club and to teach at the Adopt a Family, which was really rewarding. I mean, I think all in all, the coolest thing about my job was being able to help children and introduce them to music. And that being said, I was thinking, gosh, I was thinking about the Kretzer kids. After so many years in business, I started a music foundation. But before then, I introduced a lot of young people to music, to do the Harriet Theater, to perform for 20 years. I did the music every month for the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. And I'd invite young people to do it. But then I decided to start a thing called the Kretzer Kids. These were kids ages 13 through 18 that were some very, very talented, some just getting off, on starting music lessons, but could do a little recital or a concert. And we did about 100 concerts a year in nursing homes and assisted living facilities and children's hospitals. And these kids would go in, they'd wheel out kids with the IVs hooked to them, kids getting cancer treatment, kids just having a surgery. And our Kretzer kids would entertain them. And I was just trying to come up with some names of some of the Kretzer kids and what they're doing now. Now these kids started and they were probably, I think the youngest one at the time was 13. We ended up starting a junior Kretzer kid. But these kids, I mean, this is what introducing children to music does for them. I was writing, some of the kids, they went to MIT. They went to, I'm going to do it off the cuff. I can't even read my own writing. They went to MIT. They went to Juilliard. I got a kid that's on Broadway right now. She's going to be at the Kravis Sky, little curly-haired. I don't want to mention the names because I'll leave somebody out, but she's traveling with a Broadway show. I've got kids that did this are doctors now. Philip Cuoca is in New York with a young a Bronx School of Music where he teaches poor kids in New York. Now he started his own couple hundred kids in Bronx, teaching them lessons. These kids have gone on to do, performing on cruise lines and at Disney and Broadway, and it's just, and scientists. One kid's in New York, he's a scientist. I mean, it's just like what they've gone on to do with their lives, not necessarily all in music, but in other things. It's just remarkable what music will do to change their lives, and I was really lucky to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun. That is
My last little Kretzer kid was Josetta. And I just saw her. She came a couple of days ago. She got a full scholarship to Harvard.
Wow.
She was first in her class at Dreyfus this year. She won academic excellence for Palm Beach County Schools. I mean, that means she's the smartest kid in Palm Beach County. And we had another kid that was a Kretzer kid, that Gabriel's son, that went on to Harvard, and he was also academic excellence for Palm Beach County. And I'm just so proud of them. I mean, she started when she was 8, and now she's 18, 10 years. Wow. Really neat.
Well, it's great that you did that, because, it is very important that these kids start at a young age, because one, it's easier being younger. And I mean, we do we give free field trips here for the kids, and we show the kids the ins and outs of pianos. We try to keep their interest into the piano. Say, this is what's actually happening when you're playing the piano. And to try to keep them from doing what I did, which was stop playing the piano when I became a teenager. Because back then, you put sheet music in front of me, pretty much I could read it and I could play it. I can't do that anymore. But that's our small part of giving back to the community. I mean, yours is a much bigger scale, but it's fantastic because you get to see the success stories that come from that. And that means more than anything else, and then being able to revisit those kids as adults and see where they're at and see what they're doing.
That's so
it's
neat.
It's very neat.
But I think all kids should know how the mechanism and the way an action works and stuff, because if they're playing piano or want to play the piano, that's like a race car driver not knowing what an engine is. I mean, come on, you need to learn what your instrument is, whether it's your
how
vocals.
many piano players out there
have no idea.
They don't.
They don't. Even teachers, a lot of teachers.
A lot of teachers.
Well, pianists don't, teachers don't. Even the in manufacturing, they've done one thing.
Yeah, true.
That's it. They don't know everything that goes into it.
Yep.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I asked my dad before he passed away. I said, Dad, out of all the people on this planet, how many people actually know what goes into a piano? And 7 billion people, well, back then it's probably 8 billion now. I said, there's probably 1%. He goes, Toby, it's probably 0.1%.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that made me want the business even more, because you're getting to do something that not very many people can do. And we've been training some new people too, and the young people are, I wish I was as smart as them when I was their age, because they get something so much quicker than I did.
Big core of young people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Early 20s that are really sharp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you show them something one time and they got it, and it's like, for me, it took me years to get down what they got down in a much shorter amount of time.
With the training that you had, come on, you had you had to know how to do all that stuff, because you had your dad, you had your uncle, you had your grandfather. I mean, gosh, the training that you had was spectacular.
It was, to a point, yes, it was. I mean, the tuning was the best. That was the absolute best, because I got the best from my uncle and the best from my dad when it came to that. My dad was great at tuning. My uncle wasn't bad at tuning. He was good, but he was great at voicing and action regulation. So I was
They had their own talents.
Right. The only problem was, a couple years in, my uncle passed away when I was into the business, so I didn't get to learn as much as I wanted to from him. My dad was, he was sick when I took over, and I started, that's why I took it seriously. And as he, 3 years later, finally started feeling better, he was kind of, over it, because he had been put 35 years in. So at that time, then as time went along with me, I got with Fernando, who came from Steinway, and then he got me with Misael, and I'm learning, factory way. And I thought I was a hard worker until I met Misael. And when he, came down from New York and was training me, I'm like, oh, okay. And I was, that's where my work ethic came from, was from him, because it was go, 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 go. And then 12 o'clock, we got to eat, and then, all right, we're done. And then go, go, go. So, so I did. I got a lot of training from different technicians. Fernando was a huge part of that, because Fernando showed me how he did it for 40 years between Steinway and Faust, actions and dampers. That was his thing. Fernando still works with us, and
what's his last name?
Osario. And when he left Steinway Factory, he went to Faust Terrace, and they were just starting out. And so he started working for Faust, and then they asked, the father asked Fernando to train to do dampers and stuff. And so he was training to do that. And he said there was only one guy out of everybody he trained that lasted, and because dampers are very hard work and very tedious. And we're lucky we have a graduate from North Bennett School, who just started with us, and she goes, I love doing dampers. I'm like, you're hired. I mean, because that's a tough one.
Not too many
It's
women
tough.
do that job.
Nope, they don't. And she's been here for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah, and she's fantastic. Just fantastic.
Well, you were saying about doing the tours for kids, but I think anybody that, I was in the music business, the piano business for 43 years total, 10 years for a manufacturer and 33 on my own. I am floored by the place. We had a little room in the back that we put a couple little tuning hammers in it and a couple of felts and backup benches and losing benches. But first of all, it's very organized, which just makes me crazy. I can't be this organized. But
We could throw everything into a box if that helps.
that's what I would do. I'd just go beep, beep, beep. That's how I do with my box of goodies with my boas and stuff. I just boop, 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 boop. But anybody should come in here and look at this. It's really amazing, especially back in there. Where can you go to see a pink piano? I've never seen one in my whole entire life.
All the customers get a tour, and that's the reason why a lot of people stick with us too. Is 'cause it's not like walking into a retail store.
No.
It's the complete opposite. It's service first, and then sales. And the future with us is because we have this whole block here, is we have enough land to build 2-3 stories. So we want to do a recital hall. We want to do a recording studio so kids can do recordings to get into Bach, Dreyfus, or wherever, college or whatever. So that's the future that we're going to. We also need it because we have 8 storage units full of pianos and we're maxed out.
I had 2. Make me crazy to have 8.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Make me crazy to pay the bill.
It's crazy.
But there's that future goal too of making that happen.
Well, you have high expectations, high thoughts. What is it?
Aspirations.
Aspirations. Yeah, amazing.
It's
I never would want to do that. Never. I like life simply. It's much more simple life for me.
It's I don't know why I do it. I think it's just kind of this monkey inside here is going go 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 go.
And every once in a while, he puts his head in between.
Yeah, it's like
Hey guys, you know what?
when it should be going like this and like this and like this. But it's because there's a need. That's the reason why. For that part of it, there's a need not just with the company because we need the space, but it's also out there, if we can give bigger field trips and we can have better recitals and have a place for the teachers to really go and have something that is not going to interfere with what they're doing. Like when we do a recital, we have to do it after hours, and the recording studio part of it is because I think a lot of it comes from my kids and seeing what they've done through the years. They've been in bands since 6th grade, Brandon and Victoria. And seeing what they do and even seeing that they have played in middle school in the gymnasium, their recitals, I was like, man, if I had the money, I'd buy this school a concert hall, because they were so good, because the teachers there were so good getting them to that point. Mm-hmm. It'll never be a recital hall, in that aspect, but it will be something where teachers, where they can have 20 students come in and it's comfortable. And they can just come in and do their recital and give back to the community that way. Because this has been a great business for us and other people I've talked to too. I mean, if you treat it right, it's going to treat you right. That's the trick.
It's very rewarding.
If you cheat it, it's going to cheat you. And that's kind of the same thing with anything in life. But that's my feeling about it. And that's the thing too is I look at that empty land sitting there. It ain't doing anything. What's it good for? It's just for my guy to cut the grass, for us to park our trucks. Yeah. That land right there could be used for so many bigger, better things. Mm-hmm. And knowing that we can build 2-3 stories over there is going to just be bigger and better all the way around for everybody.
So that being said, did anybody hit the Mega Millions last night?
I'm still sitting here,
he's got to max out a few credit cards to do that, doesn't he?
What I was going to ask, did you ever sign up for that Grow FL?
No, I haven't yet. Mackenzie, I don't think sent me the.
You familiar with Grow FL?
It's a small business platform, right? Community and social media that helps do things.
Small businesses grow throughout,
right. And they have grants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
State comes from Tallahassee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Apply
think
for
so.
everything you can get.
exactly.
Yeah, because I need it. It's tough.
To build
If I had
that.
to pay this payroll, I would too.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Ooh.
But that's the other thing too with the side of the coin with the business is that the company is proud to be able to give jobs. We talked about it before. There were 3 reasons why we started the company. One was to provide for my family. That was first and foremost. I had no tuning work, but I had rebuilding work, so that's why we did that. And then 2 was to provide work for other technicians to eventually do stuff that I knew that they wouldn't do. And so a lot of stuff comes to us from a lot of technicians from all over. And then 3 was to provide jobs for other people. Now, did I expect it to get the way it is now? No.
Just wait till you have a 3-story with a recital
Yeah,
hall.
right.
This ain't nothing, baby.
But the plan is I build it, it's done, I retire, and kids, here you go. It's all it's your problem.
Yeah, well, that worked for me.
Take this boat anchor.
What's that old phrase? Build it and they will come.
That's right.
But it's and it's like you see the autographs on the wall, you see the billboards from that my grandfather had, and these sat back in my dad's back room for decades. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, Dad, can I take these and hang them up for people to see? Because it's what good is it just sitting in a back room?" So I mean, I still have 4 photo albums that thick, full of autographs. I got Liberace's handkerchiefs. My dad gave you one. I remember you gave it back
absolutely.
to me.
I thought I gave you it
Yeah,
back
you
to
gave it back to me.
It had his makeup on it.
Yeah. And
And your grandfather loved Liberace.
oh yeah, I have
my
newspaper
goodness.
articles
he
with
would
him.
tell so many stories
Yeah.
about backstage. And Liberace was a nice person.
Yeah.
I met him 3 or 4 times. He always remembered your name.
Mm-hmm.
He was very kind.
Wow.
Oh, very nice.
So it's not like Mike.
Mike,
Can't remember.
I remember one
I'm
time.
surprised you remembered the story on the 19 pianos.
Yeah.
You're right, though. 18 plus 1. One time I delivered a big
math.
concert grant to Liberace in Atlanta, and I went backstage. I had sent him from Baldwin, when I was working for Baldwin, a big bowl of fruit to his dressing room on behalf of Baldwin Piano, which he was an artist at the time, and to his death he was. But I went back there, and I was standing in the hallway, and he's in there, and he's got this cape, and he's in front of the mirror going, it's a real heavy cape with rhinestones, and he's flipping it around here and then flipping it over there and looking in a 3-way mirror, and he saw me in the back of his eyes. He's, Kathy, come here, Kathy. He said, I just got to thank you so much for the lovely fruit. I was like, okay. Anyway, he always remembered my name. He was just really a sweet guy and did a lot for kids, too. And you were talking about the need to have people come in the people need music, but we also need to create the need. And I think as music people that we have to, and that's introducing young people and getting them as involved as we can, because that's the future of it.
Yeah, and we have to nourish what the kids want to do. Sometimes there's situations where the parents can't, or whatever it is. So that's where the foundations come in to help with that. But if there's a child, half the battle is getting them to want to do it. If they want to do it, like play the piano or play an instrument, let's get it in their hands. You got to feed it. Because
they don't usually want people to say to me, "Oh, well, I want to wait till he expresses interest." Don't wait for them to express interest.
Right.
They're not going to be interested until you introduce it to them and get them a teacher and start, because it's not something they go, "Oh, yeah." Some kids do, but a lot of kids don't just come out and say, "Oh, I want to do that."
Right.
Until they know more about it.
Yeah, it's like, when kids are growing up, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a fireman.
Nurse.
I want to be a piano tuner. And the teacher's like, what?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, that's just what my dad was a piano tuner, and I just said I want to be a piano tuner. And I tuned my brains out. I will say that. I've done more than my fair share of tunings in my career. But now I'm able to pass that on to the younger guys and doing the training with them and getting them to a point where, hey, my son, that makes it 4th generation along with my daughter. My nieces are here too. But they're not doing piano tuning, but they're still helping with the business. But, getting the younger people and being like, okay, so now if because you know how customers are sometimes. They're like, no, I just want you. I just want Kathy. I just want, Tobias.
No, nobody
to tune the
wanted me.
piano. Oh, okay. I just want to go to Kathy's store, or however. But, and then when you tell them, well, I trained this guy, he's good, just give him a shot, because that's what my family had to do for me. Mm-hmm. Hey, we trained, my uncle would say, my nephew, or my father, my son, just give him a shot. And once that happened, then it was good. But getting these kids to pick up a musical instrument, it's like my son in 6th grade never played the saxophone. He did play piano before that, and he's still with it. He's a senior in college now, and he's a really good saxophonist. I mean, he really does. He's playing gigs. He's doing concerts. I mean, my son's played so many concerts in his young career, more than I ever thought that someone his age would play. I mean, he's doing as many as he can. He's
might
very
decide
busy.
to do that forever and not do this. You just don't know
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
And it might take your son, your daughter, and your nephews or nieces or whatever to replace you if you ever decide to retire.
Maybe 6 more people after. But what that's a good thing too is that, I mean, you don't play concerts every single night. So, you've got
You practice the rest of the night.
You do, and he does. He does practice a lot, but he's also doing. He comes in, he does work here. When he's not doing his practicing, or he's not playing gigs, or in college. And once he's out of college, he's a good tuner. I mean, he's really good at his age. And so, and his friends are here who I've been working with. One of them's back at FSU doing a piano rebuilding class along with his other thing too, with Dr. Yo, who's the professor for the piano rebuilding class up there. And Victor, he was here all summer. Yeah. Victor was fantastic. Kind of got into tuning a little bit every Sunday. Mike was here, him and a couple other guys, and got into tuning. And Victor, he knows his path. He knows his career. And like I tell everybody that's young, I said, listen, just my opinion, you are more successful in life if you start with your career the earlier it is. For instance, for me, I started at 18, 19 becoming a piano tuner, and I stuck with it. Now we're 30 years later, just about.
And look.
So it's the same thing.
Kind of like getting married.
Yeah.
Do it early.
With these youngsters is like, just find, it doesn't have to be in the piano world, but find that passion of what you want to do, because it doesn't feel like work if you like doing what you're doing.
That's right.
Even with Lily, who just started, she's just, I mean, the enthusiasm and dedication that she has is fantastic. And she went to North Bennett, for 2 years and graduated from there and got this acknowledgement from them as being that type of technician. And
she's an RPT.
So she has done very, very well. And now we're able to help her hone in those skills. Because, I mean, you can only learn so much within a couple of years, because there's so much to do. You're doing so much. But now honing her in, and it was funny today because we booked her for some tuning jobs. She tuned a piano for us, and I said, yep, you can go out on the road. This is fine. And so the girls in the office had said, hey, Lily, we need you in the office to figure out the schedule for tuning. And she goes, oh, hell yeah.
She gets halfway there and goes, never mind, we don't need you.
But it's good, because that's what the business can do. It's not me, it's the business. The business can give these opportunities, like what your foundation did. That's fantastic. And it's got to happen somewhere in some way or other.
We're just sort of attacking it from a different angle than what you did.
Right.
We have a different background.
Well, everybody has their own angles to make it work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, but so how's retirement? Great.
Oh, I love it. I love every day. Yeah, today was crazy, but yeah, I just love.
So, what's your boat situation now?
My what?
Your boat situation.
My boat situation. We still have boats.
Yeah, you got rid of the
we did
the big one.
Oh my gosh, that was that's
Did
too
Lee
much
find another boat yet?
Yeah, he has a boat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He has a
I
Parker.
think when we bought you the
27.
refrigerator, he was still looking, I think.
Well, we were looking at another one.
How many boats do you have?
It was only
Three?
a month ago.
Four. You have 4 boats.
2 sailboats, a pontoon boat, and a power boat.
Oh, wow.
We
I
had a
want to
big-
retire.
I was telling
I just want
Mike
to go fishing.
that 3-month I did that going out of business sale just about killed both of us. I mean, that was
It was crazy.
I did the equivalent
Is that what happens to
each
your
month
knee?
for 3 months, the equivalent of a year's business
Yeah.
in 90 days. So I did 3 years of business in 90 days. That's why I don't like pianos anymore. I hate them, actually.
Edit that out.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I realized how hard I worked till I retired.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it. I loved my customers. I mean, 99.5% of them were fabulous. The other 0.5 are like to put a brick in. No, no, but they were almost all of them perfectly fabulous. Because I think in this business, like any business, if you do what you tell them you're going to do, they're happy. They're going to be happy.
Yep.
And if you have a good product and you provide a good mover and a good tuner and if a problem comes up, you handle it immediately, they're going to be happy.
Yeah, we didn't have very many unhappy people.
No,
and we don't hear either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because you treat them right. You have to treat people right.
And we follow through. If something
Right.
happens in the move or something, we're
Immediately.
going to take care of it.
Just do what you say you're going to do, and
That's right.
everything's fine.
We get
That's
right on the
right.
phone with Toby or whoever we need to get in touch with.
Yep.
Listen,
Handle
this-
it now.
You know, this
'Cause
happened.
they don't want to know that it's gone on a week or two,
Yeah.
and then they're thinking, "Oh, they dropped me. They
exactly.
don't care."
And how many pianos did you sell over that couple of months?
I don't
Do
remember.
you remember?
That was 200, wasn't it? Something like that.
A month,
A
a month.
Oh,
Probably,
so
yeah.
600.
probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I ordered in.
I don't know. Keyboard carriage was coming in every week. with
We
just
ordered an
loads of
entire
pianos.
truckload of Yamahas. About every.
It was unreal.
It was crazy.
So we need to, talk.
Go out of
after.
business.
we need to talk. We need to talk after this podcast.
Yeah. Hey, can you give us some hints?
Just clear it all out and start again. You
yeah.
can't do that in the state of Florida now. You do your 90 days, you can't come back. But because that's why they came up with that 90-day GOB plan.
Because of you.
Because the rug. No, when I finished my 90 days, I was done. But no, the rug. Remember all the rug guys? They'd have
yeah.
a going out of
Going
business
out of
sale.
business
Oh,
sale.
Turkish rugs today only because we won't be here tomorrow, and then
And
the
you
next
still
month.
see it.
Oh,
You
they're
still see it everywhere.
yeah. They're not supposed to do that, but they do.
Well, that's the one thing here with us is that we
Aren't going out of business.
well,
Or retiring.
we don't have any of that going for us.
Thank goodness.
Is the fact that like when I'm talking with a customer and I'm dealing with them to sell them a piano, I always tell them it's about making sure you get the right piano. It's not about selling you a piano, but I want to make sure you get the right piano. And just we're always honest, of course, 100% of the time. But we also know that there's sales mentality of how other dealers would do things, and we
Not to mention any names.
yeah. But, for us, it's basically, hopefully we have what you're looking for. And if it's not here, it's in one of our 8 storage units,
And we can rebuild it.
Gotta find it.
But that's the thing that helps us too, is the fact that when customers come here and they go in the back and they see we're rebuilding 10 Steinways for customers and they see the custom stuff that we're doing, they're seeing the service side of it that we can handle, which makes them feel more secure with purchasing from us because we have, we're not just selling the piano, it's like Yamaha.
It's a package.
Right. For Yamaha, because they're the manufacturer, they're a great manufacturer. They know that they're secure with getting their purchase. With us, when we're rebuilding a piano or restoring it or whatever it is, they know that we know what we're doing.
Well, plus you also offer a warranty with it. I mean, who offers their warranty 5 years with a used piano?
Right.
Not me.
But we go through them all, and they know that we're going to back up our work.
Yep.
So, which
It's
is great.
important.
Yeah, it is. It's because it's not just the one and done where it is the sales. It's also the service down the road. I mean, that's how my family, kept their tuning customers for decades, because they serviced their pianos. Now,
Right.
they didn't sell pianos, but we keep our customers for decades too, outside of the tuning part. But when we sell a piano and they don't leave Florida, we're tuning their piano for years and years and years, and we're seeing their kids grow up, and then the kids get the piano, and we're tuning for them, So it's really kind of nostalgic in that part of it to see. I've seen a lot of my customers' kids grow up.
You're too young to say that.
Well, I've been doing this for 27 years now. Well,
30 years.
Almost, 30 years. So, yeah. I mean, I started young. I was 18. I was learning tuning at 18, and I was on the road, I think, when I was 19. So, yeah.
You were on the road when you were 10, weren't you?
Well, doing recitals, But, yeah, I would be on the road with my dad. I was 15, and doing stuff with him.
What's Jonas doing? Where is he?
So he's in Ocala, and he still has his automobile mechanic shop, and he also has a restaurant that he's been rebuilding. That's right next to.
Has that opened?
Winter Springs. I don't know. I have to ask him.
Does he have children?
I'm sorry.
Does he have children?
He has one daughter. Yes.
A daughter.
She was just in town the other day. Do you know that?
Who?
Kylie.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, had a picture of your mom's grave
Aww.
on Facebook.
No, I didn't know that.
Dagmar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, she was at their grave last week, I think, or the week before, one of the two. But which I found pretty interesting. But 'cause she didn't reach out to you, but
I'm not surprised.
but I remember Jonas taking all the piano parts and he was going to make a piano bar.
Yeah,
So
we gave him a bunch of lids and
He was
legs.
gonna use the lids
and
as
all this stuff.
tabletops, and he was going to use pianos and
Lids,
different
plural. What do you do? A butterfly grand?
Yeah, no, they were going to be the tables.
tabletops.
Oh,
Tabletops.
Yep.
And what he was going to do, I don't know if I gave him this idea or if it was his idea, but where the bar stool was, the pedals would kind of be in front. So, you put your feet like kind of on the pedals. But then I told him, I said, what you should do is when they press the pedal, it lights up. And so the bartender knows to come see you and give you a drink.
That's a great idea.
We gave him an old, I think Fred Bung. We had talked about him. Unfortunately, he just passed away. But I think there was this old Marshall and Wendell roll player piano, not scroll player. I said roll, so Mike doesn't slap me across the head. And this thing had.
We don't like him either.
This piano was gorgeous, very, very gorgeous, very ornate. It had the triple legs, or quadruple legs, where it was 4 legs, on each one, and it was extremely heavy. It was so heavy that the floor that it sat on, it was sagging. The wooden floor in this home when we picked it up. Long story short, we had picked it up.
Picked it up for what?
Because it was free.
Boat anchor?
And I
Because Toby takes pianos.
Like stray dogs and cats.
I was new into the business. That's
the crazy cat lady.
I'm the crazy piano
Hoarder.
lady.
He's a piano hoarder.
Yep. And so I picked it up and heavy as lead. And it was just gorgeous. I mean, the artwork, the details that this piano had. And so I'm sitting here going, I'm never going to get to this piano. I'm never going to do anything. But I think Fred said, hey, there's this free piano, blah, blah, blah. And so I gave it to my brother for this restaurant of his. And he put it on stage. And when the place hasn't been open, to my knowledge. But when people would walk in to do work, they looked at it and like, oh, wow, what is that? Because it's that beautiful of a piano. It's just one of those pianos. And I was just happy to get out of my store.
How long did you have that piano?
I may have had that piano for 10 years, I think. Maybe. I don't know. They kind of all blend together now.
Okay, you do the square footage measurement of the warehouse and what you pay per square foot and how much that piano cost you for 10 years.
I know. That's why I gave it away.
We've got another upright that's gorgeous. It was made for an emperor. It's still in the storage over here.
Yeah.
Nobody else wants it.
No, we just haven't gotten around to.
Well, here's the reason why I didn't throw that one away. So on a vertical piano, the keys are here, and then you have the stack, and you take the stack, and the stack comes off. This you can take the stack and the keys and slide the whole thing out together.
Which one? That one?
That one.
The one that's the emperor one.
Yeah. So I figured
it's just unbelievably
I think
gorgeous.
that one's going to be a training tool piano, because you can slide everything out. I've never seen that before.
We need to pull it out of there and do something with it.
Where are we going to put it? That's the problem.
Somewhere.
Gotta
I
start
mean,
being
have
able
you
to
seen
hang
that
them.
here?
No,
We're starting
yeah.
to clear some of these out a little bit.
So it'll be a training tool piano to train people to work on a piano that doesn't exist anywhere outside of that piano.
No, it's a vertical piano, so they can shape hammers. They can get stuff aligned.
I'll
you
throw it
know,
away.
yeah.
Probably not a
No,
hammer
not that
left.
one.
Make
I
it
like
dump
that one.
it.
That one's. It's just.
I won't
There's
tell
something
you what.
about it.
Eh.
Rick would have gutted it and put a digital in.
You,
Yeah.
you don't even know where it's at.
I got all the keys.
I got all the keys. So no,
But-
it is really.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I know I'm a piano hoarder. Shut up. I
Better
get
than-
it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something else. I was like, wait, what? Toby.
But I know. Listen. I mean, when you
He's
love
that too.
when you love these non-symmetrical objects, I mean, you do. But of course, when I was first starting, I'm like, yeah, I would do everything that I could. I mean, I would sell pianos for $500. Just trying to. On the back of my dad's house, that's what I was doing. I'm refinishing pianos out of the back of my dad's house.
I remember.
And I just started that, and you learn through the years of what to do and what not to do. Now, if my dad and uncle would have opened up a shop and started it before me, it would have been a lot easier on me. But maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it as much.
And they wouldn't have
because,
done it the way you wanted it anyway.
right. And
'Cause
maybe
they had different perspectives than you do.
And my dad and my uncle, they had their own businesses, so I don't think they worked too good together.
That's a sign right there.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is, and you just learn through the years of what works and what doesn't work. So I know I drove to Miami and picked that piano up for $100 or whatever it was, and it didn't work. But it's still, hey, we're talking about it.
No, you didn't. We did.
No, I picked that piano up.
playing.
Yeah, that was
Which
like,
one?
That was 15 years ago. But it is what it is. You kind of fall in love with them and you go from there. But
Me.
Falls in love with it.
I didn't ever fall in love with a piano. I wanted out.
Went out.
well,
And
I
the
do,
money in the bank.
You want
I do
in
too.
and out.
I do too. It's just
You fall in love with a signed delivery ticket. Right?
Yeah.
That's right. Fall in love with the check.
I think I'm going to get a balloon tomorrow.
A 40-foot balloon
Yep.
that says Hamilton.
Call China and talk to Baldwin.
Yeah, right. Are they even still there?
And
I don't know.
yeah, who knows what's going
That
on.
was
with
a
it. There's
sad
so many
story about
changes.
that. Oh.
It
Where
is.
was that, Baldwin? Was that in Georgia?
No, Cincinnati.
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Greenwood, Mississippi,
okay.
Conway, Arkansas. They were in Cincinnati till later. They
Yeah.
moved out of Cincinnati when things got expensive
Mm-hmm.
and moved to the South, Mississippi and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Weren't they
I don't know,
built
but I
in
knew
Georgia
about
for a while,
Mississippi. I knew
too?
about Arkansas.
Weren't they built in
Greenwood,
Georgia for a while?
Mississippi.
No.
No?
Thomasville, Georgia, we had a little upright facility.
That's what, yeah.
Oh, no, that was
That
Yamaha.
was Yamaha.
Yamaha.
That was Yamaha.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It seems like Baldwin made something in Georgia for a while, then moved back.
It's like,
I don't know.
I remember something for like 5 years and being there or something.
That was such a sad thing. It was like losing my family when Baldwin went under. They were so good to me. I mean, how could you start a store now? They gave me pianos to put on my floor. It was consignment, and everybody else was paying the bank or the manufacturer to put them on the floor. They said, well, we'll give you 6 months of free. Just sell it and pay as sold. 6 months with no interest, no nothing. And they ended up doing it way over a year. Didn't charge me a penny. Said, well, how many grands do you want? Here's a 9 foot. Here's 4. You pick out what you want. I had it for free. It was fabulous.
And Baldwin was great at that time.
They were so
They were
good.
very, very good pianos. I have a,
Did she sell that one to them?
That's what I was just going to ask. Old School Square?
Old School Square? Did you
Oh,
sell that
sure.
one?
It's
You
right
sold
here.
it? It's right here.
Well, that one
We need-
one was so it says it was donated by James Earl Jones, not the actor.
No. It was donated by a woman, and she did something in the community. She had a lot of money. I could think of her name if I think long enough. And she did something, and I saw it in the newspaper, and I sent her a thank you card on my letterhead and said, "Dear Mrs. Jones, I think it was so nice for you to do this and that," not knowing she was going to, right then was when she was thinking about donating a 9 foot concert grand to Old School Square. Okay. And within a week, less than a week, she called me and she had a pianist come and pick it out. Bought a piano.
We need to have her do a conversation with Baldy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had this little skit going on that we're going to be doing where I actually talk to the piano and the piano talks back. And I don't want
These
it.
big googly eyes on
Yeah.
the music desk.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
some
yeah.
over
This is
there.
right up your alley.
Haven't you seen? I've seen those.
Oh, you saw that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that because
that's funny.
that story. I have stories with that piano with George Winston, and through the years when I would take care of that piano. So I think people should hear the story but hear it from the piano's perspective.
Oh, the piano will tell you.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, and it might be a good thing for kids. Hey,
Yeah.
Mom, a talking piano. Look at that.
That's not old school.
No, it's over
two
there.
in.
Next to the white one.
Yep, on this
It's
side
a
of the white
concert
one.
grand.
Yeah.
Yes, 9 foot. Yep.
Oh, let me think about that lady.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
You probably got a lot in here I sold originally.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
You saw a lot.
Everything comes back around.
If they're not here, they're in one of the stores.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go look
I
at
can
those.
tell you where 7 of them are.
Well, we sold one.
Yep.
We sold one.
I brought one back today.
Yeah, because that's going to be
It's gonna
being
get
donated. We're
Didn't you
donating
donate
one.
it?
One of the
Another one?
Dreyfus pianos.
Oh,
You donated
The
another
bald
one.
ones.
a grand or an
No,
upright?
the Hamilton.
Oh, yeah,
The,
yeah.
or
We
the
donated
studio.
2 of those
Two
bald
Yeah, we
ones.
donated 2 of the bald ones.
Yeah, one
right.
already, and the other one's going to the
That's
teacher
right.
Yep.
for her student. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
So we're donating those,
So
and
they're getting recirculated.
I
back
remember
out.
the day we delivered those. They were lined up.
I remember the
240
picture you had hanging
pictures.
up in the store.
Yeah. 20 pianos. I was like, whoa. Yes. I had a client, a customer that called me, and she bought Steinways for a yacht, and she bought pianos for everywhere else. And she'd always call me for an entertainer or somebody. And right before I retired, my last grand piano that I sold, she called me. See, this was the last concert grand I sold. She called me on Easter Sunday on my cell phone and said, my husband's off work today and we'd like to look at pianos. I was like, have you lost your mind? Calling
Lady,
me
I'm
on
not
Easter
coming into the
Sunday?
shop.
And I was like, no, do I do it? No, tell her.
You went in.
I went in. She bought a $200,000 piano, wrote a check, boom, out. It was the best. It was the most expensive piano I ever sold.
Oh, wow.
you want to give me your contact information?
No, she still has that piano. Of course, that wasn't that long ago, and she does concerts on it. You know which one I'm talking about. We won't mention her name.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of that lady at Old School Square that donated that piano. That was such a cool, and that's why I told my daughter, and she's so good at writing thank you notes. I said, if you don't write thank you notes, you can't run a business. You got to thank people. And I wrote so many handwritten notes, and I sold so many pianos from notes.
I've heard about your chocolate that you used to give
Ooh,
out.
but that's after that's after they bought it, though.
Yeah.
That was afterward.
Yeah. Hoffman's.
The thank you notes were before they bought the piano?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if I'd see them out that they did something good in the community, or they were donated something or did something good, I just write them a note.
Nice.
And then after they bought a piano, if they bought a piano from me, I wrote them another note,
Oh,
and
wow.
then they would refer me to so many people because of that the handwritten note,
Yeah.
which is a
Plus
lost
the
art.
chocolate.
Nobody does
No,
that.
they don't.
Nobody does anymore.
No.
Yeah, we gave out a lot of those chocolates. We melted a lot in the truck too, didn't we?
Or Mike ate them.
I've heard some of them didn't make
We
it.
drank them.
Well, yeah.
They melted.
Mike's like, this ain't going to last.
There's that chocolate. I knew it was keyboards.
And that's the keys to the city.
I never ate any before they melted. But you can't give away melted chocolate.
You carry a cooler with you all the time.
I would give them to you
I
anyway.
actually didn't back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had a single cab truck. I couldn't fit a cooler in there. It was me and Jerry in that single
Jerry,
cab
oh my
truck.
gosh. He's funny.
Yeah, I
Good
heard,
old Jerry.
I heard one or two of them. Don't forget this chocolate, Mike.
Oh my gosh.
Make sure you leave it.
Get the chocolate.
Of course, he'd deliver the piano.
Where's the
leave.
chocolate? It's in the truck.
Oh, there's chocolate in the
He
truck.
did do that every once in a
The
while.
chocolate keyboards and the Oreos. Oreo cookies.
Ah, did you remember the gold coins? The gold with the chocolate.
I heard about the gold
Yep,
coins
yep,
too.
Yep.
Yeah, those chocolate keyboards. I only paid $13 for that.
Really?
It's like a pound of solid chocolate,
Yeah,
milk chocolate with the.
It was like an octave, right?
It was
It was an octave, and it
Yeah.
was almost the actual size, really.
It was.
right?
It was that big.
It was a
Yeah.
pound?
12 inch.
Each one was a pound?
Probably.
For
or close to
$13?
it.
No,
I don't know if it was a pound, but it was.
It was a big.
It was an
chunk of-
octave. We only go by octaves, not pounds.
It was an octave of milk chocolate. What are you talking about?
But you pay $13 each
Yeah.
one?
I had them custom built. I had an exclusive on it, so they couldn't sell them at Hoffman's Chocolates. And
And Hawkins is out of business now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
The one up in PGA is still open.
Is it?
No,
Yep.
I heard it was not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I.
That's another story.
So.
It's two different stories, apparently. But anyway.
But yeah, I mean, that's actually a pretty good, cool idea, you know?
Worked well
Yeah.
Yeah.
because then they referred people to me.
Right.
People do anything
Well,
to get
if
more
you
chocolate.
think about it,
But now you weren't
Just
the
realize
Baldwin
it's
balloon lady. You were the
I was
chocolate
a chocolate
lady.
lady. People buy piano just to get a piece of chocolate.
There was
Buy a $25,000 piece of chocolate, get a free piano.
yeah.
there was a story I heard, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, but there was Victor's Pianos. Remember Victor's down south?
Good guy.
Excuse me.
So what he would do as a ploy is he would, when people were getting ready to leave, he's trying to sell a piano that they didn't buy. He goes, "Can you do me a favor? Our refrigerator broke, and we have this ice cream. We don't want it to melt.
Will you eat our ice cream?
Can you take it home? You know, for us. You know, we got
bring it back?
all these tubes of ice cream, tubs of ice cream, and no, it was so that they went straight home and didn't go to a competitor
Oh,
because they
my
didn't want the
gosh.
ice cream
Yeah,
to
he would
melt
do
in the
that.
car.
Wish I'd thought of that.
It's pretty smart.
It is really smart.
He was a pretty conniving guy.
Yeah, really smart. But it's just there's all kinds of tricks and tools to the trade. For
He came in my store a few times. He'd walk in and go, "Hi, I'm Victor," like I'm supposed to go. And I knew who he was. And I just go, "What was your name again?" Like, I mean, he was just like, "Hi, I'm Victor." I was like, okay.
And this means what to me?
Maybe your wife's impressed, but I'm not.
You have any other stories you can think of?
I think I've given you all the stories I've got.
Well, it's been fun. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
What heck of a happy hour. I get a bottle of water, body armor water.
You blame him for that one.
Yeah.
It has electrolytes and stuff. Or alkaline, I don't know, whatever it is.
Body
That's
armor.
what my doctor told me to drink, so.
Pretend it says alcohol.
Yeah,
There you go. Solid vodka in this bottle.
yeah. Well, we could have provided that.
We could.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
thank you. I have to drive home.
But thank you, Kathy, very much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're very
We
welcome.
go back away.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody, Kathy's retired, so you can't go to Kretzer Piano anymore, unfortunately. But you can
Fortunately.
come to, yeah, but you can come to Hamilton Piano Company and see what Kathy was talking about back here and everything else. You guys got anything else to say?
No, we're good.
All right, we appreciate everybody. We hope you have a good night. Thanks.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Bye.